Hi YouTube, welcome to Shimmer Girl Talks. I said I would be back with a video called Do Black Churches Keep Black Women Single? Now that was an article that was written, I think, back in 2010, and you can find the link on essence.com. If you go to Google, if you type in Do Black Churches Keep Black Women Single, it'll come up. And I remember answering that question probably way back then. So I don't remember everything that I said. But do I think that is the case? I'm going to go with no. Not in the context that the article meant. Um, but I will say that I believe that what is going on in the church is simply a symptom of what's going on in the rest of the world, or the rest of society today. The whole concept of getting married and then bringing forth children is kind of a foreign concept nowadays. Now, when I was a girl growing up in the church, that's what we young women talked about. We talked about our future husband and what he was going to look like in our wedding day. And I don't know that young women are really having that discussion anymore. Um, or maybe I'm just out of the loop because I am so much older now. I don't know that 20 somethings and 30 somethings are really having that discussion. But I'm going to kind of go off on a limb and say I don't think that they really are, because I do spend a lot of time online with that age group. And if anything, a lot of them are anti marriage. I mean, very scarily so. But that's their prerogative. I'm not judging, I'm just making an observation. So, the question at hand: do black churches keep black women single? Again, I'm going to go with no. You have a lot of reasons why many black women are single, and I really don't think that church is the reason. Because you have a lot of women who may come in from the world who were, they were out there dating, they had their children, they were sexually active with, a lot of men. No judgment, observation. And they now they're coming into the church and they may want a husband now. And I'm going to say that, as a woman who have been to many churches, you see a lot of, for example, people who grew up in the church um, got their husbands young, or the men got their wives, fairly young. So they were, taken off the market. But when you have people that might have been out there doing their thing and now they're coming into church and now, oh, I want a husband now, it doesn't necessarily work like that. And then you have women who, may be in a church all their lives. And I happen to know quite a few women who've been in the church all of their lives, go to church every single day or every single, Wednesday, Sunday. They are heavily in the church and they are single. Now, I can't blame the church for that. You have to know some of these women individually to kind of gain an understanding as to why they're single. And for me, it would be speculation on my part. And I'll give some examples as to why I think some of them are single. It doesn't mean that I'm right, it's just how it's perceived to me. Like some of the women that I'm thinking of, they could have been married a long time ago. But if you have like an unrealistic view on the man that you want, for example, and it's just an example, let's say you want a man that's he's got a six pack, he's 6'2", he's got wavy hair and hazel eyes. I mean, who doesn't want that? But I'm joking. But at the same time, a man that might be 5'10", maybe balding in a crown or something, has a blue collar job, and you're like, no, because he does not fit what you have in your mind's eye of what you want your husband to look like. Now, I was a dreamer. Now, while my friends, my peers, my family were, you know, meeting that young man in their 20s or whatever, he treated them well. She knew he would be a good father, a good husband, and they married that man and started their life. I still had like a pie in the sky. My husband has to be this. He got to have $150,000 in the bank and et cetera, et cetera. Nothing wrong with dreaming. People are going to misconstrue my words. I'm not telling women to lower their standards, not at all. But I'm just giving it an example, just one facet of an example as to why many women in church may be single. It doesn't have anything to do with church in and of itself. But anyway, so that's my answer to that. I'm sure other people will have, their own um, judgment on that, but that's my particular reason. And I really didn't have, um, enough thought out to really, bring up, many other reasons why I think that that is a ludicrous claim. But anyway, check out my other videos. If you're interested in what I have to say, subscribe to my channel, and I'll check you later. Bye.